What were some of the early challenges at that stage?
Fortunately, because we didn't intend it to be a company, you sort of have a different perception of what like challenge means. So we just weren't, yeah, you don't expect anything. Like we're doing 10 images every 10 days also. So, we did that on purpose as well. It was like, we are focusing on this other business. So we need, just to have something manageable over here that can sort of repeatedly bring people back.
Mhm.
Uh, and I actually, through that insight, I learned in terms of like starting a company, that's maybe one of the best ways to start a company. You often see this with some companies that do go on to do really great things. They start as these like little projects, like Google started as a research project. Facebook too didn't have the global ambitions at the start. It was something much more concrete and smaller than that. And I think that's really powerful. That was like what we've took from Unsplash, and I feel that we continue to do that in a lot of other things that we build inside of Unsplash. I would say the challenging part that happened was during that like spin out. So when we decided to sell Crew and move on to Unsplash, that was like the first major big challenge. But then right after that, now it's a company, right? So now you do start to face those same sorts of things that you're thinking about all the time. How do we bring on demand? How do we bring on supply and keep scaling, both sides so that they're very happy? The first few was when people had lots of requests for images, and you're going up against like Google Images as the alternate. So you
Yeah.
need a lot of supply. Now, one of the insights that we had in our space, most people would always tout like, we've got 60 million assets or 100 million assets. A lot of it was crap though. So we said, you don't need that many. We've already proven that with just hundreds of images. So we don't have to go crazy with it, but we do need to build a big enough library. So we did do some experiments with writing to people. That didn't do so well. Like we didn't need to do that. It also didn't feel right, but we wanted to just test what that could maybe look like. It was much stronger when people came in sort of on their own accord or through referral. So when we realized that, we just optimized more into that vein. So what can we do to get the existing people contributing images to share, to want to do more? And we just focused there. And that really was what led us to our core metric that we look at internally, which is image downloads. So image downloads will drive both sides of this marketplace. So if we're focused on the image download and making that better, and how do we increase that number? We have to build a better discovery experience for people who are looking for images. If we do that, the image downloads will increase, the viewership on these images will increase. That results in more downstream opportunities for the contributors. It results in more visibility for the contributors. So it ends up helping on both sides. So this was a real turning point moment when we found the metric that we need to be focusing on. Like we had been looking at different things. Medium at the time, was pushing out a new kind of way of looking at the attention economy using total time spent. But that was not the unique thing of what Unsplash did. There's lots of sites where you can go to be entertained by images, but there's not lots of sites where you can use the actual image and go create something with. So that was the core action, and that's why we really decided again to focus on the image download.